TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views and interviews.
TravelWise, and as I like to do when I'm traveling and recording these podcasts, I like to do it over a cup of coffee with my guest. So if I'm in Italy, it would be a cappuccino. I'm in the United Arab Emirates, so it's Arabian coffee. And my guest on this occasion, drinking coffee with me, is someone I met first time 15 years ago at one of the oldest hotels, and now you're in one of Dubai's newest hotels. Fredrik, thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Phil. Good to have you again. It was many years ago, and great to be on the show again.
Yeah, so a lot to talk about because we're at a new destination here in Dubai, the Jewel of the Creek. So,
Indeed.
What's it all about?
Well, it's an integrated destination with two hotels, the Marriott Marquis and the Hilton Creek Hotel and Residence, as well as a large residential development with hundreds of apartments that will be ready over the next year or so. We will also have lots of retail here and a promenade, so you can actually walk along. It's difficult to describe the view from here, but I'll leave that to you to describe the fantastic view, right? We also have a promenade where you can walk, where there will be restaurants, retail, etc. You can just go along for a walk, have an ice cream, come for a meal, etc. Very easy to access, and I'll let you describe the view.
I will do. But first of all, let us find out about your role. You're responsible for the Marquis, the Marriott Marquis, and you're general manager. So, tell us about your role.
So I'm the general manager here. I've been in now for about 2 months, and we have lots of things going. Especially when it comes to food and beverage, we have several new F&B concepts that will roll out over the coming months.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about what you offer guests who are here on leisure, guests who are here on business, your location, which is key for a lot of people. But first of all, the view you mentioned. I'm looking out the window here. And we've got a marvelous view of Dubai Creek. And for me, Dubai Creek, this is the real heart of Dubai. This is where Dubai started all those decades ago. And oh my, how's it grown? So a bit more of what I can see. I can see the park, the Creek Park on the far side. We're by the side of the floating bridge. That end of the creek, the promenade, I've been up and down a few times. We'll talk about that more in a moment. And the far end, there's another hotel, which I'll be exploring at some other stage. But the creek here, as I mentioned, the heritage of Dubai, it's all summed up here. I always get a buzz when I come back to here. You've got the dhows just up the road with their cargoes going off to the other side of the Gulf and down to Africa and Oman and places. So what does this bring to you?
I mean, it really brings back. I mean, this is where it all started, as you mentioned, right? This was the first port of Dubai. This was there was no port, so people came in here to trade. Obviously, spices and textile came in, for example, and pearls went out. Then it was dredged, and I believe the dredging was actually paid for and funded by local families here, trading-wise, who needed this to be accessible for larger boats. So this is where Dubai really started off.
And you say a port where vessels came in and went out.
Yeah.
And you don't hear the phrase very often these days, the entree port, where goods would come in, be offloaded, and other goods taken on board, as you alluded to, and then they go back out. So.
And it's great. I mean, you can still see part of that history with the dhows, etc. I love watching the dhows when they load or unload, and you see the goods coming. Obviously, the goods are maybe different these days, but it's still, you see the dhows are being loaded to go over to India, for example, with the goods. It's wonderful to see, I think.
And for people who are not seeing that, not familiar, the goods very enormously, as you say, go off to India. There could be sacks of rice coming in, cars going out, and you see some of these old dhows loaded up with refrigerators.
Yes. It's a must. For any visitors to Dubai, it's a must to see. It's something very, very unique.
Yeah. So a little bit more about the location. As I said, we're sort of by the floating bridge, which doesn't look like it's being used much. And behind us, for people who come to Dubai, a lot of people will come for shopping. Not far from the dearest city centre, which is just behind us. Yeah. And the promenade stretches from this end towards the other, I think the very first bridge to cross the creek, the Al Maktoum Bridge.
That's correct, yeah. So the location is suitable for We're in the heart. We're very close to. If we come for business reason, we're very close to the trade center, to the exhibitions. We are literally a 10 minutes drive from the airport, which is a great advantage. Many guests take advantage, of our location, and then you can actually walk to Deira city center, which I would also say is one of Dubai's first sort of mega malls, right? So and you can we just walk across the road very safely. And you can also walk to a golf course from us. So you literally have everything in one location.
So, an overview of the location. We've set the scene, I think, quite colourful there with a view of the creek. And look at the birds, the seagulls diving down. So there must be a little a shoal of fish arriving. So we'll talk about some of the activities there later. But let's have a little break. We're enjoying our coffee in the Arabic tent in the lobby. And what a lovely lobby you have. And come back in a moment and find out a bit more about your property, your rooms, your keys, and the F&B offerings.
TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views, and interviews.
Right, talking with Fredrik Reinisch here at the Marriott Marquis, and I want to find out a bit later on about the positioning of the Marquis within the Marriott brand. But in terms of the hotel here, what's your range of rooms? How many keys do you have?
590 units, and that's a mix of hotel rooms and hotel apartments.
Okay. And apartments, for example, what sort of size? How are they being used? Is it short stay, long stay?
Well, it's mainly at the moment long stays. There was a huge demand for long stays, but we offer apartments on daily basis, monthly basis, and annual basis as well. But the uptake has been huge, actually. So I wish we had a bit more of them. But
okay.
So we're very lucky that demand has been very high, especially from the corporate sector for long stays.
Yeah. And in terms of the hotel guests, what's the mix in terms of leisure and business or corporate?
It's pretty much 50-50. Leisure-wise, we have lots of groups coming in, and due to the location here as well, we are close to many of the consulates, ministries. We are just opposite Dubai Court, for example. We have lots of corporates in the area, so it's a pretty much a 50% mix. Nationality-wise, being a Marriott, of course, we get our share of American guests.
Sure, yeah.
And of course, many guests follow the Marriott brand, right? But it's really also a great mix, European, Asia, US, and we start to see more guests from South America as well.
Oh yeah, indeed. Yeah. What I mentioned was like the drive-in and the aspect of the lobby and the front of the lobby. You come over a little bridge, you've got a canal there, so it's like at night that's lit up with nice blue lights. It's like being in Venice almost. And then in the centre of the hotel, you've got this huge diamond, which really symbolises where you are, the jewel
of the creek. Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of, let's have a look. In terms of dining. Always key to me when I'm travelling.
Okay, you've come to the right place then.
Yeah. So I was here a few months ago, May, at the time of the Arabian Travel Market, and at that time the Creek Kitchen was open. Tell us about that before we move on to your latest offerings.
Well, Creek Kitchen, obviously, as the name suggests, it's overlooking the beautiful creek. It's our all-day dining restaurant, but it's much more than so, actually. We do lots of weekly events, like we have a wonderful seafood night on a Friday. I would say one of the best offerings in town with live music, etc., fresh seafood, and just an enjoyable evening. We have a Saturday brunch as well, an international brunch. So, and we're rolling out some more theme nights as well.
So important theme nights. It really pulls people in.
And you can sit indoors next to all the live stations and enjoy seeing the chefs working. But you can also sit outside on the terrace with a beautiful view.
Great, of course, yeah, beautiful view. And this time of year, we're talking in the beginning of the year, wonderful weather to enjoy the outside part of it. I noticed walking around, you've got now an Italian offering.
Yes, indeed. We a couple of weeks ago we opened up Bella Bocca, which is sort of I would say, a cozy, sort of neighborhoodly Italian restaurant that is sort of a place that you would not just go to once a month, but a place you can sort of nip into once a week or make it your sort of neighborhood restaurant.
And on my previous visit, wandered into a bar. Copperhead, is it?
Copperhead, yes. That's our sort of. I think in Europe you would call it a gastropub.
Yeah.
But it's our own concept. Very unique design, etc. it has already attracted a very sort of regular following.
Okay, good. And what can visitors expect in the near future and perhaps going a bit further beyond? How's it going to evolve the F&B offerings?
How long do we have?
Okay,
No, actually we're rolling out quite a few concepts. The next concept we are opening up in February is Ruby by Iris, which is many people may be familiar with Iris at Maidan. So it's a very international upmarket concept, which has a great store to it as well. So there we're talking about very sort of modern contemporary cuisine, very sort of trendy service style, etc. Great music, DJs every night, etc. So that's something unique. That's something we don't have yet, and we believe that will add something completely new to the destination.
Okay, in this part of Dubai, the creek, the focal point with extra, well, what should we say, extra attractions being rolled out by the Marriott Marquis. Yeah. Okay, so what we haven't mentioned yet is we've had a look at the leisure facilities because, as you say, it's a real mix of leisure and business visitors to the hotel. So what have you got when it comes to leisure? I suppose you've got a gym.
We have first a selection of pools, obviously, not just like in a normal hotel where we have one pool area. We have several pool areas here, and we have a state-of-the-art gym, and we're looking to roll out more activities. We've already started a sailing academy, or partnered with a sailing academy. We're bringing in a partner that will provide water sports and even fishing here. So there's much more to come in that regards. We have the bikes; they are free at the moment, so guests can use our bikes for free and cycle around the area.
Well, I had a nice walk across the promenade to come to you, and next time I think I'll jump on a bike. Yeah. But talking of sailing, that caught my eye the other morning with a little flotilla of the small catamarans, and I saw a school bus there, so obviously school children having some sailing lessons on the water of the creek. And beyond the bridge here, that area is so flat, it must be perfect for beginners to start their journey into sailing.
Not just to sailing, but also like kayaking, paddle boards, etc. So there's much more to come in that regards. I mean, location is perfect, and you will just see more and more activities and facilities as you come back in the future.
A lot more to come. We're going to take a little break, come back, and we'll have a look at your key offerings for business travellers, also the importance of the MICE market.
TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views and interviews.
TravelWise coming to you from the Jewel of the Creek and the Marriott Marquis. Fabulous setting along the heritage of Dubai. And we're moving on. I mean, Dubai is a business centre, so the hotel obviously has a lot of key offerings for the business community and people coming to stay. So I want to talk about that, and also MICE facilities. That's a very important aspect for generating business. So what do you have here, first of all?
Well, first of all, what is a great advantage is our location. We're so close to the airport. That helps for international events, etc. We have 14 meeting spaces indoors, including a baby ballroom, and then we have several outdoor spaces, terraces, where you can host wonderful events, cocktail parties, etc. So we cover all aspects of the MICE markets. Access is very easy as well. The traffic is pretty good in this area as well. So good location as well.
So have you got sort of a lounge where business guys can come and sort of do a bit of work and chill out at the same time?
Yes, we have actually something we call the M Club, which is a new concept by Marriott, which is open, which is quite unique, 24 hours a day. So people can come there, get refreshments, even in the middle of the night. There's always some refreshments.
Well, these days people are working around the clock. They're working 7 days a week. They're flying in at different times of the day. So that's a key aspect, really, to have that facility open, as you say, 24 hours a day.
Exactly, and we actually have meeting rooms as well in the club lounge.
Okay, MICE I've mentioned a couple of times, meetings, incentives, conferences and exhibitions, a key driver for business. What's your focus when it comes to MICE?
Well, it's certainly one of the segments we focus most on, and being part of the Marriott family helps a lot, of course, and so I would say that it's certainly one of the most important markets that we look at.
And if we look now, I mentioned right at the beginning, I want to find out how the Marquis brand fits into the Marriott family of hotels and properties. How does it actually fit? What's the key messaging or key services offered by the Marquis brand?
Well, first of all, you have the reassurance of the Marriott brand and the loyalty program. But a Marriott Marquis hotel is always an upscale hotel, normally in the city center, and offer a larger range of food and beverage and recreation facilities.
Well, a fabulous insight and great talking to you after quite a few years.
Yes.
Quite a few years indeed. So what does it mean to you to be actually working here alongside the creek? We'll finish off with this, the heart of old Dubai.
Well, I think it's wonderful to be in a place where Dubai started off, and at the same time we are actually creating a new destination here, which is a jewel of the creek. So it's wonderful that you have this old history mixed with something completely new.
Yeah, so you're here right at the early days, as you say, of a new destination, the jewel of the creek.
Absolutely, and you will see what's happening. We are already starting to attract lots of big events here. So watch this space.
Fredrik, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Phil. Pleasure.
TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views, and interviews.
And if you'd like to have your own podcast, do drop me an email on philblizzardmedia@gmail.com.
A Phil Blizzard radio production.
Available on Apple, Amazon, Angami, Spotify, Deezer, and all good podcast channels, and also now on YouTube.